Hello people, my voice is absolutely messed up for no reason whatsoever.
Helped on, and it's in! There it goes from Eza, and deflected back in the can!
But I can muscle through this video because I really want to talk about this film. A Quiet Place Day One is directed by Michael Sarnoski and it stars Lupita Nyong'o and Quinn. And in this prequel, as New York is invaded by aliens that hunt by sound, a woman named Sammy and a man called Eric join together to try and survive. Now, I am a huge fan of A Quiet Place. I think the first one's great, second one's not as good, but I still think it was a pretty good movie. So I was really excited to see A Quiet Place Day 1, because we're going to the first day. You know, we're going to get explanations, we're going to see how this world found out that they need to shut up. I was intrigued to see what they do with this film, and I'm happy to say that A Quiet Place Day 1 is another tense, thrilling entry into the franchise. The characters here, I think, are some of the best in the franchise. In fact, one of them is. Our main character, Sammy. Instantly, you feel for her because she's dealing with terminal cancer, she's going to die soon, and her whole motivation is so small, but really understandable. You know, she doesn't have long left. She just wants a little bit of joy to end her life with. So that little bit there, it just makes you connect to her a lot more. The other character, Eric, is likeable, but not really interesting. All we know is that he's far away from his parents, and he's very afraid to die alone. Which, you know, makes him likeable. You really feel for him. He may not be interesting, but because of how he treats Sammy, and how he really wants the best for her in her final days in this horrible situation, you really do feel for him. And I just love the dynamic between these two. It's just two lonely people trying to find pleasure and happiness in someone's last days, of course, and someone in life where he's struggled. It was just really nice. It was a good film about, you know, not taking life for granted. You know, you got to make the most of it. Even in the darkest situations or in your last days, you just got to make the most of it. And their dynamic builds up to an ending which is both happy and sad. Yeah, it's sort of very sad, but it's understandable. You get why it happened. So I really like the ending to this film. It was very bittersweet. Now, the big talking point during the marketing of this film was the little cat Frodo. Now, as soon as I saw the trailer and I saw this cat, I was instantly worried because, as you may know, I am a big animal lover. I hate seeing animals get hurt or killed, and I have two cats myself. And whenever there's an animal in one of these sort of apocalyptic films, I always get really worried, like, do not kill that animal. Do not kill that animal. It always happens. It does help build the tension whenever that animal's in danger. That's what happens in this film too. But if I'm going to get into a nitpick with this cat, this is probably the most fearless and intelligent cat I have ever seen. I have two cats, and let's say this situation ever happened, they would fail to shut up. This cat knows, apart from a couple times at the start, to shut up, and he's not scared of these aliens. He doesn't run off, he's just staring at them. And it was just kind of laughable at times. It is certainly a nitpick, but when you notice it, you can't unnotice it, if you get what I mean. So that was just a little nitpick for me. But what was really disappointing about this movie, and this is its biggest flaw, is that it doesn't really explore how humanity found out that they need to be quiet to survive. Our main character, Sammy, just gets knocked out, and then she wakes up, and everyone immediately knows they need to be silenced. There's helicopters flying over saying, you need to be quiet, be quiet. And we never see them understand that. That's what I kind of came to this movie for. So that was just kind of disappointing, really. It also had wasted potential, because you know these aliens hunt by sound. So if everyone doesn't know that they need to be quiet, there's a high chance that our main characters could die. So there's even more tension there that you could have built. But the film just didn't do it, unfortunately. But despite its wasted potential to be terrifying, this movie still does well with the tense moments. The moments where people are trying to sneak past the aliens by being silent are still great sequences. There's one in this makeshift river where they have to be silent and not drown. That's just absolutely terrifying to me. And the other technical aspects of this film were absolutely great. This is easily the best looking film of the franchise. I like how they did scope. They showed New York as this huge abandoned utopia. There's those sweeping shots like Michael Bay likes to do. But it's done well because you see all the aliens climbing down these tall skyscrapers. And you see our two main characters in this, like ants to these aliens. It was just really well shot and it just made the aliens feel like a bigger threat. I also like the use of handheld cam whenever in like really rough situations, we're running away, we're going through crowds. I've always really liked that. I mentioned that in my club action scenes video. I like it when handheld cam is used like that to create the feeling that the audience is in that claustrophobic environment as well. I also really like the music as well. It really fit the emotional weight of the scenes. However, though, I do think some of the music cues kind of ruined some of the tension. There's moments where people need to be silent, and yet there's still music in the background. This is a quiet place movie. I kind of like you to be really quiet and not play music, thank you. And finally, the performances are all great. Lupita Nyong'o is an actress which I don't think gets that much respect. Well, she's certainly respected, but she doesn't get the credit that she fully deserves. Because she's absolutely amazing in this film. Her and Joseph Quinn have amazing chemistry. Their friendship feels so real. And it just made the emotional beats of this film hit even harder. And Djimon Hounsou is in this film too. If you don't know, I absolutely love this guy. I think he's an amazing actor. Every film that he's in, even in really bad ones like Rebel Moon, he's easily the best part of them. I'm begging someone now, give this guy a lead role. Because he only plays side characters to me. Give this guy a lead role where he can act his ass off. So overall, A Quiet Place Day 1 is another tense entry into the franchise. It has some of the best character work. It's the best looking film of the franchise. The music's great. The acting's all great. It's just an absolutely great entry into the franchise. Yeah, it had wasted potential with some of the world building. And yes, some of the music cues really ruined some of the tension. But I still had a great time with this one. It needs to be seen in the cinema. You will shut up because it's really tense. If you love the first two Quiet Place films, I cannot see you hating this one. If you like horror films, you'll love this one too. So, A Quiet Place Day 1, highly recommend it. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. And guys, that is it for the end of this review. I'm sorry for my voice. England really did it last night. You need to improve the tactics though, Gareth, please. But yeah, if you have seen A Quiet Place Day 1, please let me know your thoughts on it. Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Have a good day. I'll see you later.